Hello there, beautiful people. This is Leatherman47. Right back at you with another video. Today, we're going to be dealing with vegetable tanned leather. One of my favorite. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos that I bring to you. That's right. Like, share, and subscribe. And it don't have to necessarily be in that order, y'all. All right, let's get to it. So this right here is a piece of vegetable tanned leather, okay? In length, it is about 22 inches. In width, it's about 10 inches, okay? I just want to talk to you a little bit about vegetable tanned leather. One of my favorite things about vegetable tanned leather is that freedom, the freedom of creativity, okay? Your creativity is through the roof when it comes to vegetable tanned leather. Chrome tanned leather, you can get pretty creative with it as well, but nowhere near as creative as you can get with vegetable tanned leather, okay? Let me tell y'all a little bit about myself. I am not an expert or a veteran at doing this. I just started. I've been doing this maybe for about a year and a half, but I fell in love with the craft. To me, it's very soothing. Very therapeutic. It's also rewarding, and I'm gonna show y'all like how lucrative this can be. Off of this piece, I'm gonna show you how much money you can make, right? And I ain't even gonna tell you. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna give you an idea of how much you can make, because like I said, creativity is through the roof. You can make all kind of things with these. And depending on your audience, you can live comfortable off of doing this for a living. All right, so let's get started. This is one of my first pieces that I'm gonna show. This is what I like to do mostly with leather when it comes to stamping and tooling. I like to make wrist jewelry, like wristwear. With this piece, I stamped it with one of my stamps. I put a design pattern in there, and then I dyed it a dark red, and it turned out pretty nice. I saddle stitched it with wax thread, gold color waxed thread. There are other threads that you can use when saddle stitching, but I like to use waxed thread. It just really brings out the art in the piece that you're working with, that you put together. I also like to use buttons. Some people just stick to rivets and snaps and spikes and all that type of stuff. I use those things as well. But one of my favorite ornaments I like to use, or decoratives, is buttons. These are buttons that you would put on your shirt or maybe a hat or something. I like to put them on my wristbands that I put together. But as you can see, that thing does not look bad at all. Throw that on with a nice little button up, you know what I mean? Decent pair of jeans, and take the wife out and have something to eat, man. And look good while you're doing it. Yes. So there you go. I went on and put it on my wrist just so you can get an idea of how it looks. And I think it looks pretty darn good. That's right. And the saddle stitch is that brings out the beauty of it all, if you ask me. I love that saddle stitch look. I really do. When it comes to doing this, it's pretty time consuming. Of course, you don't want to just do it, with with not any type of care or pride, you want to put some care in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. This one right here, this piece, I stamped it. I put a pattern on there, and with this one, I used gold and silver rivets. And then I have a silver wolf charm in the middle. Okay. And that looks pretty good. It turned out pretty good. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and then when it comes to like the measurements, I usually, I make them different sizes, all types of different sizes. But one of my main common sizes that I usually, the measurement that I usually use for a lot of my leather straps, I usually go about like 10 inches in length, just to give you that variety of size. Because everybody, of course, the average person's wrist is not going to be 10 inches, okay? But I like to, make it a decent size to where it's a variety of sizes. You can put it on a variety of wrist sizes. So I usually go about 10 inches in length, okay, with all of them, you know what I mean? This one right here that I'm putting on now is a different design. It's like a diamond shaped wristband. I put like a bronze colored. I put some bronze colored rivets on it, and I put a lion button in the middle. And you'll see when I bring it up close to the camera that it turned out pretty nice. Oh yeah, and I saddle stitched it with a light turquoise. And look, check it out. And that don't look too bad, man. I like it. That's something that you could throw on with a nice outfit, man. You know what I mean? It depends on how you like to dress. You can dress Western, you can dress regular. Regular casual, it doesn't matter. These wristbands are universal when it comes to style, and that's the way I like to make them. I don't like to have tunnel vision when I'm putting together my wristbands, if that makes sense. This one is this is a smaller size, okay? It's a smaller size band. I put the little crown on there, a couple lion buttons on there, and it's saddle stitched as well. Of course, it's been stamped with a little design. Each and every bracelet has its own special design, and it's been saddle stitched, and it looks really good. I like that look. I love that saddle stitch look is just awesome. And most of the people that I deal with and most of my customers, that's one of their favorite things that they like about my leather work. At the end of the day, we're talking about my leather work, but I'm not the only one who works with leather that saddle stitches. You can saddle stitch. Saddle stitching is common when it comes to leather work. Okay. This one right here, this is vegetable tan leather, and I did not put a whole bunch of designs on this piece, but I did stamp Boss Man in there, and it turned out pretty good. I used a dark royal blue, and then I used leather paint to paint the letters, and it turned out it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty decent. This one I used yellow, my first time ever using yellow leather dye on leather, and it turned out to look pretty nice. I used a black saddle. I used a black wax wax thread and saddle stitched it with that. And then I threw some bronze lion buttons on there. It turned out pretty nice. It goes with that yellow really good. This one I have bronze lion heads. I stamped it and dyed the leather a buckskin color, a dark buckskin color. And I used light blue turquoise or light blue wax thread, and it turned out to look pretty good. There's a couple finishing steps. Oh, look at this one. This one right here is I dyed it a dark turquoise, and I saddle stitched it with white wax thread and threw some silver lion buttons on there, and it looks brilliant. It looks awesome. Like I was about to say, most of these have like a few finishing touches that need to be done to them, and all of them, I'll tell you, have not been burnished. Burnishing is like the finishing touch, and I'll actually do, I take that back, I might have burnished a few of these, but most of them have not been burnished, and most of them have not, I have not put any fastenings on there, meaning like snaps or hooks or anything. I haven't put those on these, so a lot of these are not finished. Some of them are though. As you can see, the ones that I put around my wrist and they stayed on my wrist, those are the ones that have the fastenings on there. Okay. But like this one doesn't, because I like to fasten them to the order, because I like to make sure I know the size of the customer's wrist. So therefore, I do not fasten them right away. Okay. Even when I'm out at market, I will take the snaps with me, and I will install them to the order, to the sale. Okay, just so I'm not making something too big or too small. Everybody's wrist is not the same, so I like to wait until the order it has been sealed, and I just go from there. But as you see, there's some nice bracelets put together. I mean, and they, it depends on how well you coordinate. It depends on how well you coordinate and how much you like to play with fashion. Some people don't care about fashion. Some people love fashion. But as you can see, this piece of leather that I showed, all of these bracelets are lined up to the equivalents. So they add up to be about the same size of that piece of the piece of leather that I have them sitting on. Okay. And pretty much I got about 13 pieces. You can get about 13 pieces of leather of this particular size and measurement. You know what I mean? Out of that type, out of that size, out of that type of leather, out of that piece of leather. You can get all of these bands and leather straps off of that one piece of leather. And it's only 22 inches in length and 10 inches in width. That is, I mean, and at the end of the day, if you sold all of those bracelets, 13 bracelets for $40 a piece, hey, that's 500 plus bucks off of not even a foot, off of not even 2 feet of leather in length, almost 2 feet, and then not even a foot in width. You know what I mean? That's what I love about this. You can expand. You can make a lot of money off of doing this. But like I said, it's therapeutic as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I can answer anything that you had. But until next time, you guys have a good one. Goodbye.